Stay behind me.
I'm a soldier. You're a kid.
Not anymore.
What's going on, y'all? It's Liam Crowley with Screen Rant. We're having a blast here at New York Comic Con, and I'm stoked because I'm now joined by the team behind Alien Earth. Guys, thanks so much for taking some time today.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
When you walked in, I was like surprised at the energy level because it's late in the day on New York Comic Con day one. I wouldn't fault anyone for being a little bit tired until you, Sydney, told me where you guys just came from. You had a panel with Sigourney Weaver. Can each of you just kind of share what that experience was like to have this merger, this marriage of all corners of the Alien franchise?
Well, we didn't really answer any of her questions because
No, we just kept thanking her for doing that.
she'd ask a question and it was an amazing, insightful question. We'd be like, "You are incredible." And that happened about 3 or 4 times. So yeah, I think we were just slightly in awe of the situation.
Great.
That's amazing. Is she a huge fan of the show?
I think she did really enjoy
She was
it.
effusive, yeah.
She's come out publicly.
She said it. She's come out.
Has said it. You're not giving
Has said
anything
it.
away.
She said it publicly.
It's almost unbelievable. Maybe that's why we're not saying it, but
She said, I
She's
can't
a big
believe I'm
fan of the
watching
show.
TV.
Yeah.
I thought it was such a funny way to put that.
It's amazing to bring it full circle. Like, that's always really cool when the originals come back and support the product. I want to talk, it's so cool that we get to talk about this series in postmortem now, because we all spoke at the virtual junket a month ago, and they had only sent me 1 episode, and there were still spoilers listed on, they were like, you can't talk about these things, you can't talk about these things, and now we've gotten through the first full season. So Sydney, to start with you, where we leave Wendy, now we rule. Whew. Can you walk me through her headspace when she delivers that line? Where is she aligned going into the future of Alien Earth?
Whew. Well, that's a good Noah question because I keep picking his brain and he won't tell me where we're going to go next. I feel like that piece is Wendy saying checkmate to Boy K, and it's kind of, you've entered her world now. And it was, such a joy to play someone who is so much cooler than you. So to step in those shoes, it's just, it was really fun. That was a really powerful moment for her. But I have no idea where she goes now. For her, everything's great. Everything's going fantastic. For everyone else, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, might have made Boy Cavalere's life a little bit of a living hell, so to speak. Sam, let's talk about Boy Cavalere, a very different kind of antagonist within the Alien franchise. Just how much fun was it to get to play with a different kind of villain here? And were there any inspirations you drew when crafting this character?
Yeah, I think it probably was too much fun. I think maybe it was a little bit, I had too much fun. It was, the atmosphere on set and working with Noah and these beautiful people was a joy. Noah gave me an amazing reference for the character, which was a Twilight Zone episode of this 8-year-old boy, or maybe younger, who has like telekinetic powers. And he can read people's thoughts. And the people in the village, if they have a bad thought,
I know the episode you're talking about.
They get sent to the cornfield. So he
Yes.
wants everyone to be happy. Mm-hmm. So everyone walks into the room and they're like, "Hey, Jimmy," or whatever his name is. They're like, I baked you a pie and, let's have dinner. And everyone's kind of smiling like this in the episode. It's like one of the black and white episodes. It's brilliant. And that reference gave me, it was a really interesting way in, which was sort of, that's the atmosphere that kind of character brings in when he walks into a room. That's what Noah wanted to evoke. And I quite like it when I get a weird note like that that's kind of, it's sort of outside in. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't psychological or kind of emotional. It was a presence thing. And that really helped me because this character was really physical. So I just focused on how you imbue that into a character's physicality.
What I was going to say, what I think is so spectacular about his character and Triumph that's so unusual is despite the defeat or the position he's in, that's actually a victory in his character's eyes. Because what he's created has achieved what it's achieved. And I just found in watching Sam at that climax, sort of that conflict of, damn, but how awesome is that? It's kind of an incredible sort of culminating point for that character over the season.
Yeah, it's such a luxury for me to get to hear all of you talk about the headspaces of the characters in the show, because there's so many points we leave off on the season finale where I'm wondering what is going through everyone's heads. Alex, coming to you specifically about Joe, his little sister leading a charge of hybrids and xenomorphs. What is Hermit's thinking in that moment?
Yeah, it's funny. I often think about this in terms of like this slightly parental relationship that he must have grown up with, being, I guess, 10 or so years older than Marcy. And there's a sort of there's something that a parent has to do, isn't there, at a certain point, to let their child be an entire human being without them. That's the most caring thing, is sort of to let them become a grown-up. And I think that's a struggle for him, right? Because he's predicated his sense of self on being a brother to this person, and an older brother, an older sibling. And so I suppose there has to be his own coming of age of understanding his little sibling as an individual in her own right, whether that's sort of an individual human being or something more hybrid.
More hybrid. If there's more hybrids to come in future Alien Earth seasons, I think we're all in danger in terms of characters on screen. Things get pretty crazy. Babou, I want to talk about Morrow here. When we spoke at the junket a while back, there was nothing I really knew about the character. He is very much kept under wraps. As we unfold this season, you play in kind of two different timelines here. We get to see you in the current conflict, but we also get to see you in the flashbacks too, which those flashbacks kind of felt like a mini Alien movie in and of itself. Yeah. What was that experience like?
I mean, well, Noah wanted to make an Alien movie, really. It was incredible for me. I think we all had the experience of walking onto the set of the Maginot, which is pretty much a replica of the set of the Nostromo. But to be able to work there for a whole month and be able to walk up and down those corridors and live in them. And, you know, Sydney would say sometimes she'd get lost walking around there, but it was the same for us. You're in there and you're walking from one section to another, completely immersed. And that part of your brain that's, you know, suspends disbelief, suddenly you think, am I in a spaceship? These stakes are so high. Everything is smoking. The lights are flashing. There's a dude with an image in his face. There's a Xeno. It's, you know, it's something.
Real.
It just starts to feel real, you know. So that was quite an experience.
Amazing. David, the quote that I got from Noah not too long ago is that he said when asked about a season 2, the moment they fire the starting gun, I'm out on the block. He is ready to go. The second season 2 gets greenlit. How far behind are you?
Well, I'm there to work and support. So wherever he's going, I'm sort of carrying the trails. But there is definitely a lot of creative preparation going on, and our hope and expectation is that we will hear some tangible news in the next month or so.
I will say I cover the Percy Jackson series pretty closely, and I remember talking to series creator Rick Riordan, who was saying well before they got the season 2 green light, the writer's room had already begun. They were already fielding ideas so that as soon as that green light happens, we can really start that first phase of pre-production. Is Alien Earth kind of a similar vibe?
One could say.
Okay. Would that person being David Zucker?
Hey, don't push your luck.
I'm not an official spokesperson in that regard. It's for FX to declare, but we are definitely assuring, and Noah most of all with his team, that we will be ready to go as swiftly as possible once we're told we can.
Okay, Alex told me not to push my luck.
I've never said that sentence before in my life.
But there was another project I wanted to ask you about, Blade Runner 2099.
Yes.
Finished production back last December.
Yeah.
Do we have a release window yet?
We don't. It'll be sometime next year, probably toward the latter part of the year. But we're deep in post-production on that now.
Okay. And do you feel like these sci-fi worlds kind of inform each other? Or do they feel like completely separate entities?
I mean, undoubtedly, there's a certain type of genetic relationship between the two, but the worlds are quite distinct. And I think, as Noah was clear with his design team, if you are creating Blade Runner, you're in the wrong movie. Thematically, there's definite connection points. It's a fascinating world or conceit to live in, but this is a retrofuturism that is so different aesthetically than Blade Runner, much less narratively. Narratively, that world is so much more dense than this one. I mean, I think part of the pleasure Noah's often talked about is there's not a lot of established mythology, so it gave him a great deal of terrain to really create upon.
Questions about the future. I know we'll yield the who's to say responses, so I'll just wrap with this. Is everyone excited for Predator Badlands?
Oh my gosh, yes.
It looks awesome.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
And it sounds different because there's been a lot of debate about the Predator silence. They're different. We know because the guy who mixed the show also mixed the movie. They're not the same.
There you have it.
Good clarification. Well, hey, lot to look forward to in all corners of all these sci-fi franchises under this Disney umbrella. Guys, thanks so much for taking the time.
Your hair looks great.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
Fantastic.
Love the waistcoat, the jeans, shoes.
Keep all of that in.
Thank you.